So viewers, it's Monday the 13th of December. The month is coming to a close very, very fast. But nevertheless, with the grace of God, we are hoping to see a Merry Christmas 2021. But nevertheless, remember viewers, Real Talk with Saieed Ali is going live on Synergy Network, Synergy Television from 7 to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday. Call your friends, call your family, let them know that Saieed Ali is going live. Remember, we are also on Facebook. Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook. We are also on YouTube. Titi Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. So remember, those who want to make your contribution for this week, Friday coming, we're going to draw the BMW. Some lucky person in Trinidad and Tobago will get a BMW for Christmas 2021. Now that's a beautiful gift. That will be a beautiful gift. So remember, you have this week to make a contribution of $1,000. Last week we have distributed 50 hampers to 50 homes in Trinidad. This week we are doing another 50, and next week we'll be doing another 50. So people are getting food on their tables for Christmas. Remember viewers, is only so much we could reach. We can't reach 1.4 million people. We are not the government. We are a simple organization. Real Talk group of companies who love to do a little bit of charity. So if you want to continue supporting us, viewers, it's not a problem. After the Christmas, we're going to continue the drive into February next year. We still have the Range Rover up for grab. So please make a contribution. Remember, in the month of December, Real Talk group of companies, financing and investment company, is offering 2.75% at our San Fernando branch. We are located at 132 Cipero Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando. That is close to Mazda Yard and close to Southern Sales. But nevertheless, we're starting off our program tonight. The Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Farley Augustine has stated that his administration will continue programs stated under the previous PNM-led assembly. Augustine was responding to questions about fixing the issue of poor work ethics on the land and pledged to continue good projects. As for treating the issue itself, Augustine pledged to do more and added that many THA employees were kept on contract for years, robbing them of retirement benefit. Addressing the issue of food security in Tobago, Augustine said he hopes to achieve this by the end of the PDP first 4-year term in office. So at least he have stated out some of the things that they want to do. They want to change the contracts, give the THA employees maybe a permanent job so that they will be able to enjoy the retirement benefit. They want to continue with the good projects. They want to change the way food security is in Tobago. So we're going to keep monitoring the situation in Tobago and see how best or how worse the PDP plans to govern Tobago. Now remember viewers, 238-6716 is our studio line to call in. Please call in, leave a comment. The Trinidad and Tobago has recorded its first case of the Omicron variant. Minister of Health Terence Diazin confirmed this during the ministry virtual COVID-19 briefing earlier today.
This morning, we were informed of the discovery of our first case of the Omicron variant in Trinidad and Tobago. So as we predicted, it is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So on Monday 13th December this morning, we detected our first case of Omicron variant of concern.
Now viewers, the Alsing stated that the case was detected in a woman who traveled from New York with a positive PCR test to Panama, where she boarded with a negative antigen test prior to entry into the country on December 9th. He said the positive PCR test was noted by Port Health in TNT, and the woman was placed in isolation as a step-down facility where she remains.
I will try to give you as much details as possible because some of the details are very, very disturbing. It's a female, that's as much as I can say. It's an imported case. This person came into Trinidad and Tobago. Flight originated in New York. And this is the disturbing part. In New York, the person was allowed to board a flight with a positive PCR test. Person then traveled to Panama, where they presented a negative antigen test. So a positive PCR test in contravention of our TTPAS regulations, and the Minister of National Security and myself met this morning. We will be providing to the Minister of National Security the person's name, the airline, because they have some liability in this, and the person for doing what they did.
Now viewers, this is where the bacchanal part starts. It starts with the Prime Minister with the bouncing incident with the individual in Tobago. But listen this, the Alsing added that the 14 persons in a 2-row radius on the plane, the Omicron positive person was in. So 2 rows, 14 persons in 2 rows, right now they are in quarantine. Now, they have been contacted, were isolated at home, and are being monitored. The minister reiterated that the female passenger was flagged at the airport and never entered the population before she was ordered into state quarantine. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, friend.
My friend.
This man called the Alsing. That man lying too much to frighten people to go and take this vaccine. Because a woman come inside here. Them don't know the woman, but they know a woman come inside here. How come they can know and they want to say who the flight is or she come? You do all this checking and you know what is going on, who is the woman, and all these things. I did on your knowledge. And when the man was talking in Parliament, you know, Hines turn around and tell him, oh, you shut your mouth, you get in trouble. But anyway, Said, give me the tailor number who this to your suit, sir.
It is come from foreign. It is come from foreign. I can give you that tailor in foreign. So viewers, we're going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we have some talk to talk. They put these people in isolation for COVID-19. But when the Prime Minister, when it had the incident where the woman was bounced down in Tobago, the next day, the Prime Minister was in Scotland. When we come back after this break, we're going to touch on that discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook. And subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. At Real Talk Investment, you can earn up to 3.5% interest on your 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now on 339-1670, 238-6716 for further information. Our helpful team is ready to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Now viewers, I just want to touch back on this story. They are saying added that 14 persons in a 2-row radius in the plane the Omicron positive person was in have been contacted, were isolated at home and are being monitored. So these people come down on a plane together with these individuals. Presently they are in isolation on a plane, just a plane. But our Prime Minister was playing golf in Tobago when a woman was bounced down, and she was making sure he had cold drinks, cold Lucozade to drink. So no reporter, no individual, not even the hotel, not even the individuals who were around the Prime Minister came out and said how long the woman was on the field. Our Prime Minister said he was in her presence for 5 seconds, but she was serving Lucozade. Right? Now, after the incident, they found out that she tested positive for COVID-19. At the end of the day, whether it's Omicron, whether it's P12, whether it's variant 1, variant 2, or variant 3, at the end of the day, it is COVID-19, a deadly disease. But we did not hear anything about the hotel quarantine anybody. We did not hear anything about the hotel sanitize. You know what we heard? The Prime Minister boarded a plane and was in Scotland. Was in Scotland. But we have here now COVID-19 Omicron individuals. They are presently quarantined in isolation. So is what good for the goose, not good for the gander? That is what we are seeing presently. What good for the goose, not good for the gander, because the gander could travel, but the goose have to go isolation. Are you following me closely? Follow me closely. So that is why when you hear the Prime Minister stood up to talk at some point in time, I just want to hear him. I just want to hear him. Because you want to tell me all the right thing, but you doing the wrong thing. I hear in talks that you want to make it mandatory. Boy, let me tell you something. The day they make that vaccine mandatory is the day I want to hear what human rights have to say in Trinidad and Tobago concerning not hanging individuals who were convicted of murder and tax-paying citizen money have to mind them in jail. I want to hear what human rights have to say. I want to hear what all them human rights lawyers have to say in Trinidad and Tobago. Because you will be going against the individual freedom to express whether you say yes to the vaccine or no to the vaccine. I'm going to tell you something. Don't tell yourself that Saieed ain't putting a team of QCs together, you know. Because when you hear Mr. Rowley start talking about making it mandatory, all disease does kill, and the unvaccinated carrying it to the vaccinated, and you're making the vaccinated, what? All these people who were condemned to hang in prison, how come they're still living? They took a life. They were found guilty by the courts or by the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm reminding them, but you want to make vaccine mandatory? You will hear the bacchanal I will stop in Trinidad and Tobago with human rights. Take what I tell you, mark my words. Trinidad and Tobago has recorded its first case of Omicron variant. The Minister of Health, Terence Diasing, confirmed that during the Ministry virtual COVID-19 conference briefing earlier today. He confirmed that those individuals were in isolation, while our Prime Minister back then, couple months back, went Scotland when found out the individual who was bounced down was tested positive, but nobody has said nothing. Nobody has said nothing. I's the one who rant and rave about it. But now you want to make it mandatory, kid. I'm going to tell you something. Coming up on a pulpit, a platform, and saying what you want is one thing. But going against human rights is another thing. Take what I'm telling all you. Here is bacchanal now. Minister of Health Terence Diasing have stated that he does not know which airline a passenger who tested positive for COVID-19 Omicron variant traveled with to arrive in Trinidad and Tobago. You know the airline, but you're coming out now to tell we a woman used an airline in Trinidad and she was flagged. They all sing. Long ago, you could have fooled all the people all the time. When you come out and make statements like these, it goes to show that you're going senile. You are the Minister of Health. All you flagged down a woman. 14 people is in quarantine. All you say they have Omicron. The woman was flagged because of Omicron variant. Now you coming out to tell me you know what airline she coming? So how you know what airline to flag the passenger on, kid? You know why I say Keith? Keith is the leader of the Security Council of Trinidad and Tobago. And if the Ministry of National Security is involved in it, which means Keith have to know. And then the Minister of National Security have to know. And all the individuals who went to flag down that individuals have to know what airline to go and flag down. Am I right, Terence? If you're going senile, Terence, don't embarrass yourself internationally on a press briefing. It shows that you're unfit when you make statements like these. Orpuch East MP Dr. Rudal Munilal called on Terence Diasing to state the airline that bears the responsibility according to this matter. However, Diasing stated that the matter is currently being investigated between the Immigration Department and Civil Aviation Authority. He added that at this point in time, I do not know the name of the airline, but you know the name of the passengers. You know the passengers come. Hey, viewers, look at this video.
Madam Speaker, that is currently being investigated, and between the Immigration Department and the Civil Aviation Authority, they will make the identification and do the necessary investigations. At this point in time, I do not know the name of the airline.
Member for Orpuch East. Mr. Minister of Health, are you saying that 5 days have elapsed and you cannot get the identity of an airline from a boarding pass of a passenger that you have identified after 5 days? Is that what you are saying to this country?
You have 15 seconds to ask a question.
Let's see the House Speaker. Let's see how she defends Terence. Mr. Minister, you have 15 seconds to ask a question. Let me tell you something. It's because of people like them who ain't care about the COVID-19 virus in Trinidad. That is why we are where we are today. When the House Speaker, you will tell me, you have 15 seconds to ask a question? I wonder if Bridget take 15 seconds to mix dal and rice with a spoon. Such money. I wonder if she take 15 seconds to break a piece of roti to put it in she mouth. So after 5 days, according to Mr. Rudal, the health minister cannot come out and say which is the airline. He don't know immigration department seen about her. Minister of Health, how the hell you know the woman have Omicron? How did you know? How did immigration know which plane to flag? How did they know which is the 14 people? Oh, before I reach there. How did they know what plane step to climb up on to get 14 people quarantined plus the individuals who they say allegedly have Omicron? Did they use plane blah 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 and climb up invisible step and quarantine 14 invisible people, and then they choose now to take out an invisible person who have invincible Omicron variant? Terence Dial Singh, you are embarrassing Trinidad and Tobago on an international level. How sad of you and how dishonest of you to come out and tell. Oh, I don't know which plane. We leave that up to immigration. Does immigration handle COVID-19 now? Terence, your other ministers, I wonder if they are looking at you and saying, but how dumb this man could be, boy. You have to be internationally senile in order to embarrass Trinidad and Tobago on an international level. When you do not have nothing to say, do not go in front of the camera. When you have nothing to say of source or substance, sit your tail down in your chair in Parliament and zip your mouth instead of embarrassing the health sector in Trinidad and Tobago where we down the drain. And you call yourself a Minister of Health representing Trinidad and Tobago Health? And you know what we Trini saying? Greatest Terence Dial Singh. The minister then stated that his remit is not responsible for the information. He added that the responsibility for these checks lies jointly between the airline and border security. Well, listen to this.
Minister.
Madam Speaker, there was also a part of the leg of the journey which occurred in Panama. So it's not 5 days. Also, it is not the responsibility of the Minister of Health to do this. It is the responsibility of the airline.
Yeah, listen, a question was asked. I'm sure we all want to hear the answer. But if members continue to talk above the minister, we're not going to get the answer. Minister.
And the question being asked by Oropuch East is of no surprise to me, because they have been seeking to sabotage every aspect of the government's COVID response from day one. And this is another attempt.
Improper motive.
Nonsense.
The minister cannot identify an airline from a boarding pass.
Member for Oropuch East.
Both.
Member for Oropuch East.
It is not the Minister of Health's duty, good friend, to identify a boarding pass. Port Health did their due diligence, and the information has been passed on to the relevant authorities, which includes Civil Aviation Authority and the Immigration Department.
So for your information, Terence, if an individual tests positive, the immigration now will handle COVID-19. The aviation will handle COVID-19, not health. Not health. Your job is only to come out in a media briefing and tell us the wrap a cloth wrong we face. Your job is to come out in a briefing and shed a tear in the promenade when they campaigning in Tobago. That is your responsibility, Terence. You mean to tell me when the aviation realized it have a COVID-19, who did they call? Did they call TTPS to come and handle the person? Did they call the Ministry of Works? Terence, what is your job? You couldn't even identify the airline that the woman come in? And you are the Minister of Health, but you go to Parliament now to tell them it is the aviation job to investigate. Investigate what? The airline she came in? Investigate the handling of COVID-19? Investigate the 14 people quarantine? Who does that job, Terence? Is it not your portfolio to find out which plane she came on, how many people in the plane going in quarantine, if not 14, all? What about the hostess and them who passing up and down the walkway? What about the hostess and them who asking patients if they, nah, I'm all impatient now. Customer, if they want a little water or they want a little punch, Terence, whose job it is to quarantine them? The aviation, WASA, Works and Transport. Terence, whose job is that? Whose job is that, Terence? Is it my job? So let me ask you a question, Terence. The plane the woman come in, is all the passengers together with the pilot, the hostess, and the people traveling on that plane, are they in quarantine? No. Listen to this. Navin, I would like you to go up on the clear plane and quarantine all the invisible people. Terence, how much more foolish can you be? I am asking a simple question. A plane coming to Trinidad. A woman was flagged. 14 people in quarantine. And Terence don't know the plane that the woman coming. And Terence the Alsing is a PNM minister who is in charge of the health sector in Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if I go by Sugar and Borough Corporation and ask them what plane they come in. Or I should go by the Sugar and Borough Corporation and ask them which drain on the runway they're going and clean. Or which drain on the white line on the runway they're going and clean. I should ask them that, Terence. Hello, good. And then news minister. And then the people want to say, Saieed, you're bashing PNM. Look at the clumsiness they're telling you. But then again, you know what? we are going to mention the airline because, you know, this same airline flying all around the world now, and we don't want to give it a bad credit. Is the pilot in quarantine? Is the air hostess in quarantine, Terence? All that is important. We are talking about the Omicron variant, Terence, who you came out and said it is more dangerous than the P11 or the P12. Terry, what is your educational background, Terry? Terry, you is a pharmacist? You are the only minister on the PNM administration that is embarrassing Trinidad and Tobago on an international level. I am proud to say it. You know why? A COVID-19 patient come down in a plane and Terence don't know the plane. So I wonder if Terence now, you know, there's had a little four-wheel the thing that moved the luggage. I wonder if Terence going to quarantine that. And then Terence, you want to come out and tell me about COVID-19? Take 2 sleeping tablets. Take 2 sleeping tablets and let this whole session, Terence, pass you sleeping. I wonder how your other ministers' friends outside of Trinidad and Tobago, who you greatly and gladly talk to concerning health, I wonder how the CMO is feeling. I wonder how Dr. Avery Hines is feeling now that Terence don't know the plane that the individual came in. What a disgrace! He added that persons are also required to show their negative test at the checkpoint encounters with the airline. Terence, which airline they boarding, Terence? They boarding the invisible airline? They boarding the white airline? They boarding the blue airline? Terry, I find Terence get too long, so I have to start to say Terry. Listen to this, viewers.
The person in question boarded a flight in New York on December 9th, 2021. To understand what happened, we must explain how the TT Pass works. All individuals using TT Pass must answer a questionnaire as truthfully as humanly possible, or truthfully. To support those truthful answers, the individual is supposed to upload their documents to support and validate what they answered. At check-in counter with the airline is supposed to scrutinize the hard copies at both the point of embarkation in New York or anywhere else, and they are also scrutinized at the point of disembarkation, as what happened in Piarco. There are 2 further checks and balances to verify the uploaded information. The final check and balance is at Piarco International Airport. And this was picked up where the officers noticed that the PCR test was in fact a positive result test. I want to recognize and hail our port health officers at Piarco for being diligent in executing their tasks.
Caller, I comment to you now, but again I echo back. But here it is. Here, Terence, the Alsing then thanked port health officers at the airport for their diligent pursuit of their duties. Terence, you see, I'm going to tell you something. Now, what I'm going to say, it is in no way to discredit the airline. Terence, there's Caribbean Airline, we have Delta, we have Blue Jet. What we have again? Is JetBlue, correction there. We have numerous airlines coming to Trinidad and Tobago. The port health officers know which airline she came in. But Terence now come up in Parliament to make his statement. Brother man making his statement. But here know which airline they come in. Here know. Call a good night.
Good night, dear outside.
My friend.
You know, this parliament now, I think we should scrap that parliament.
Correct.
You know, it is like a Mickey Mouse, like a roti shop kind of thing.
Yep.
You find in parliament where the opposition is an integral part of the whole system of governance. It is the opposition that is represented us to ask questions. So they have a legitimate right to ask questions and a right to receive proper answer. But when you have speaker like this woman, you know, this entire virus, you know, everything should be placed squarely on that speaker's head and the entire government. You know, Saieed Ali said, you know, he disgraced, this minister disgraced our country. It's not in the entire damn government disgracing our country. The entire rowdy right now, you name a good minister will not disgrace the country. Ever one of them come out and say, nobody lives there?
Nobody lives there. Hey, thank you, my friend.
You know this minister, the Minister of Health in a press conference today. So they passed that information to the National Security Minister because the airline have liabilities. they passed all that information. What happened with this man? What really you come and say, I don't know. So which airline did you pass?
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. I do apologize, but we're pressing for time, my friend. I understand what you're saying. So, hey, here is next bacchanal. Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi have stated that he has tried everything to get persons in his San Fernando West constituency vaccinated by bringing vaccine to their community and even going door to door to convince people. This is not election. However, after meeting with thousands, only 7 constituencies stepped forward to accept vaccination, Al-Rawi said. Al-Rawi admitted to being disappointed by the hesitancy of constituencies to get vaccinated. Asked whether it was time to proceed with mandatory vaccine, Al-Rawi said the Prime Minister has led on mandatory vaccine, saying the vaccination conversation was a serious issue. Al-Rawi slammed opposition leader Kamla Prasad Bisesa for not taking lead to encourage the country to be vaccinated. But Faris, when you have a minister like Terence, who even know which plane, a person with the Omicron variant came in with, and Terence said, oh God, this is the most deadliest one, and he even know the plane. How you expect people to go now and take the vaccine when the health minister can't even say which plane the woman come in? So next thing we hear tomorrow now, pilots start testing for Omicron, and air hostess start testing for Omicron. Who will pay the price for it? Not Terence, not the airline. Is the pilot and the air hostess. But all I want to talk, I'm waiting for the Prime Minister to say, well, you know, he wants to make it mandatory. I will be the first one to ask him, all those individuals who got who got condemned, why are they still living? Because we can't kill them. Humanitarian law, we can't kill them. Really? Really? But I'm waiting patiently. I will stir up a storm in Trinidad and Tobago. Watch me and mark my words. Watch me and mark my words. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has stated that the government is giving serious consideration to converting the public service into a safe zone as it struggles to convince more citizens to get vaccinated. He also added that mandatory vaccination could soon become a reality. What? A storm creating in Trinidad and Tobago by Saieed Ali. Hold on and wait. Hold on and wait. The PM stated that the government will have to do what is reasonable in order to give the best protection in a pandemic. All I couldn't give people salary in 2020. All I give them, how do you call it, salary grant from 2020 in 2021. But all I want to make it mandatory to do what? For more people to take the vaccine and die? I am saying it as it is. How much vaccinated people took the vaccine and died, Terence? Dr. Ali also explained that the government wants to expand the Safe Zone initiative that has been implemented in restaurants and bars to other areas of the economy. Careful how all you're treading, you know. Careful how all you're treading, because I will tell you something. If nobody in Trinidad and Tobago stands up, I will be the only one standing. And I want to hear all them human rights lawyers we have in Trinidad and all them human rights group. I want to hear what all you have to say. I want to hear what all you have to say. When a bandit run in another room, in another house, and in another room shoot all your husband and wife and daughter and rape them, and they get to go in jail and sit down with free meals 3 times for the day, how come all your back all your gum? How come all your back all your gum? Where are the human rights lawyers now? Waiting patiently. Patiently. Terence Singh have stated that COVID-19 booster vaccine does have become available from today, Monday, 13 December. The Singh added that the program will be rolled out on a phased basis. This 1-month rolling program in the initial phase will last until the 7th of January 2022. Listen to this.
My purpose here this morning is to officially announce that from Monday the 13th of December, we start a new phase in our fight against COVID. An important juncture has been reached where we can launch our COVID-19 vaccine booster program. This program starts on Monday the 13th.
But didn't they say when you take the vaccine will save your life? No, we need a booster to save your life. Watch my viewers. A little under the weather, you know. That's why you find this mashup Monday. It's not as effective as a normal mashup Monday, you know. A little under the weather, you know. A little under the weather. Have a little body pain. Otherwise, let me tell you something. This mashup Monday with Terence, and he and a body pain at land in Trinidad, that come like, I remember when Dulcie from Venezuela flew into Trinidad? I remember that? The head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago didn't know who come on the plane. All I believe that? Energy Minister Stuart Young have stated that 4 international companies are interested in acquiring the Point-A-Pierre oil refinery. This as he gave an update on the energy sector in the House of Representatives against an opposition motion condemning the government's handling of the economy. He stated that the 4 were now going through the request for proposal, that is the RFP, process to acquire the plant as developments are being monitored. Listen to this.
With respect to the refinery, the Minister of Finance and myself continue to monitor. There are about 4 international prospective companies that are still very interested in the refinery, and they are going through the RFP process. There's been a visit from the first one. The second one is either here now or about to visit, and they continue to go through that RFP process with international advisors. So all is not lost with the refinery, and that continues to go on.
So now viewers, hear this. All I hear this, hear this. All I go love this. You know, I just only bring the facts to all you. In June, he said, the revenue of Heritage Petroleum Company Limited were reported as rising from 3.2 billion to 4.9 billion for the first 9 months of 2020 and 2021. You gonna tell me Petrotrain couldn't make this? All you had to do was switch management like Heritage Petroleum did. Show me your friend and I will show you an enemy. Show me a friend and I will show you an enemy. Switching gears, Minister of Finance Colin Imbud has rejected the opposition motion that the budget presented by the government since 2015 are unrelated to the demonstration needed of Trinidad and Tobago. He was responding to a motion by Orupuch West MP Devendranath Tanku, condemning that the government for its negligence of the economy. Imbud in his response noted that the opposition engaged some figures. He said that unemployment rate had increased by 13.6% from 2019 to 2020.
The official unemployment rate as measured by the Central Statistical Office was 4.4%. 1 year later, in the second quarter 2020, the official unemployment rate as measured by the Central Statistical Office was 5.1%. Madam Speaker, when I did mathematics in school, and it is still so, an increase from 4.4% to 5.1% is an increase of 13.6%. It is not an increase of 450%. But members opposite just love to throw out numbers.
Here is it. Imbud stated that some of these ministries that had a special focus in the last fiscal year were those of health, education, and national security. Health, nah. Education, gone down the drain. National security is a waste of time. The borders open when it's supposed to be closed. Waste of time. And then when you say you do maths, you did maths. You know them long time tanty used to say, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Imbud did maths. He's the Minister of Finance. And they couldn't shift the board in Petrotrain so that Petrotrain could make what Heritage Petroleum is making. But Imbud did maths. Here it is. He added that the government provides 200,000 food baskets over the last 12 months.
Provision of resources for our social safety net. Well, we have done that. I've heard the member talking about some little food basket or some little hamper somebody get and pouring scorn on that. But I am proud to say that I am part of a government that has distributed 200,000 food baskets with fresh vegetables and fresh chicken. 200,000 food baskets over the last 12 months, Madam Speaker. I'm proud to be in that government that did that. They could carry on and bleat about how it's a little hamper. Nonsense. 200,000 food baskets. Fresh vegetables, fresh chicken.
You proud to say that? I am proud to say that there are people who supply chicken. 3 months now they may get their money. I am proud to say, Imbud, that farmers who supplied fresh vegetable 3 months now, they may get salary. And you proud to say you supplied 200,000 food baskets. You're not proud to say how much farmers have not collected a salary for their produce for the last 3 months. You're not proud to say how much chicken farmers didn't collect money. You're not proud to say how much vegetable farmer collected money. You're not proud to say how much pineapple farmers supplied but did not receive a cent. But you're proud to say that the ministry supplied 200,000 food baskets. Well, I am here to tell you, Imbut, and I am proud to say it so the nation would understand that you're boasting of your 200,000 food basket, that you're saying, how many farmers did not get money 30, 60, 90 days now? You ain't proud to say that? Or you're feeling ashamed down to your core to come out and release that type of information into the public domain? Why? Because you will get a backlash. And what we people saying? Great is the PNM, we get food. But suffering is the farmers that cannot buy chemicals to supply the next batch. Let's talk now. Let's talk now. When all of us want to come out and say, great is Terence Dial Singh, and great is the Prime Minister, and great is Imbut, he turned in the economy. Hey, it's a couple months back, Imbut say, great is the economy, boom! 2 months after, 5,000 petrol workers went home. What do you say? Great is the PNM. Let me tell you something. I have nothing against the PNM. I have nothing against the UNC. I have nothing against the NAR, the NJAC, the PDP. But you see the facts. The facts says who you are. And I'm proud to say, according to the facts of the Media Association in Trinidad and Tobago, and according to the facts of the Telecommunication Authority in Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk with Saieed Ali stands at the 3rd best news forecast in Trinidad and Tobago. That is facts. Facts is where Imbut saying he proud. They're proud to give out 200,000 food basket, but the facts also saying that over 90 days farmers haven't collected a cent. Let's talk now. If all you want to hear it, cock your ears bell. And in case, oh, you know my favorite line, in case you was open your fridge door, close it and listen the truth. You see, I could tell you something. When you decide to go down Leketo, you go down Leketo and you're meeting a man like Saeed. Where have down Leketo? People who do spirit work. What kind of work Saeed is do? Spirit work. So I am proud to say I am a Trinbagonian and I am a man from Leketo. Let's talk now. Tell her, watch me coming to me. It's only the facts I getting, you know. It's only the facts, you know. Nothing else but the facts. I don't come here to make friends. I come here every night from Monday to Friday with a rerun the following day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. to teach and to educate and to uplift you of what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. 15 seconds, Bridget say, to ask a question. How long does it take to break piece of roti and put it in your mouth? How long does it take to take your bus up shut and your what thing I call it? You me say it in your oh God, in your corridor goat and put it in your mouth. How long does it take? 15 seconds? Let me tell you something. There are those in power who do not like those in power. And there are those in power who do not like talk show hosts. Why? I was one of the main man they wanted to hold down on the November 30th gathering, you know. But God is good. God have been good to me. And God will continue being good to me. Even though you're setting a trap down the road. God, who put me here to guide you as he put Moses in Egypt to guide his people, let me tell you something. When you set a trap for the north, for Saieed, God will carry him on the northeast. I think it's a joke. Always remember, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall be covered under the shadows of the Almighty. And I will tell you something. God have a plan for each and every one of us. We will plan for tomorrow, but we're not sure if we will see tomorrow. So hear what I just do. And I say, Lord, you are the best planner of them all. I'm making a plan for tomorrow, but I'm living for today. When I lie on my bed, 11 o'clock. When I get up 3 o'clock the following morning, I will say, thank you, Lord. I will execute my plan today. I don't know what it have in store tomorrow, but I am making a plan for tomorrow, but I'm living for today. If God spare my life and I wake up 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, I will execute my plan for tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm living for today. And that is how I go through my day, with the grace of God on my side. So when you hear, they tell themselves, yeah boy, we're going to get Saieed on the 30th of November when the Saieed make an announcement, he will be down there. Well, we're waiting for him. I hear they say, Saieed, you was the main man they come after. But they get others. When you make a plan down north, God will send me northeast. Yeah? And I will pass around and watch you. So viewers, I just want to encourage you something. I just want to encourage you with something. Presently, a guy made an investment by me today. And he met me. And he took out a list. He said, Saieed. He said, look what I was getting on a 6-figure digit. I said, but what is that? He said, Saieed, that's what they're giving. I said, really? Really? 2.75% our South branch is offering to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. How long are you going to leave your money in a financial institute where you are getting 0.05% or sometimes 1%? Compare that 100,000 to 1%. And compare that same 100,000 to 2.75% for the month of December at our South office. How long? You see, I will tell you sometimes. Sometimes we, our people itself, just keep ourselves in bondage. Somebody giving you a stick to come out of a drain, but you want a belt, you want a rope. Why you want a rope? You see a stick to come out, grab the opportunity. But no, Saieed, I will wait right here till you got a rope. Viewers, we're out of time for tonight, but contact me, our South office. What's your number in South again? 242-7690, I believe. In the meantime, viewers, 339-1670. Contact me, 339-1670, to find out more of the 2.75% at our South office. They are located at 132 Cipero Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando. That is not too far from where Mazda have their yard. So contact me. Until we meet again, good night.